Hey guys, Tisha here, and we are back with another Married to Medicine review. Before I start, let me apologize for the noise that you may hear in the background. They are currently working on one of the roofs in the apartment complex, and I want to make sure that I get these videos out in a timely manner because it's Monday, I'm off, and I got some things to do. So we begin this episode with a montage of the ladies, and we stop at Dr. Jackie's. The brat is back, and she's in the office being snitched on by her wife, Judy, because she wants her to order Chinese food. Jackie talks about how things are different with the Black community when it comes to healthcare, and as a result, whether you have money or not, that you are treated differently and that you have to be looked at carefully. We then see Eugene and Toya. They're cooking, and Toya is complaining again. She wants to go out on a date because Eugene is off. His response is, "You don't work 12-hour days." Toya tries to say that she does work long days because she gets up with the boys early in the morning and she drops them off to school and things of that nature. But I'm gonna have to disagree with Toya here. Not so much about wanting the date. It's understood. I get it. Every woman wants to feel like, okay, their man is interested, wants to take them out. Any person who's with anybody. I'm not even going to put this on women because I feel like the same way Toya is complaining about him not taking her out on a date, there are times where Toya can initiate things as well. So the boys aren't infants anymore. They're self-sufficient. So yes, she has to cook things and do stuff of that nature, but it's not a requirement where she was needed as much for them as they were little as now. Like, yeah, you may have to help them with their homework, but you don't have to sit there and monitor them for the 3 hours that they're doing it. It just, like Eugene said, it wasn't any type of comparison. She says she's tired of dates at home. She wants romance and fun. She feels lonely because he's working so much. Go get a job. Toya has this job that she's doing on the side, but maybe she needs something that's more permanent, that has, like, maybe she works half a day or something of that nature. But that may help with some of that loneliness. She needs to get a job. Eugene needs to take her out on more dates. They can compromise. He agrees to do better. We then see Simone. Simone and Cecil are at Miles and Michael's new condo that they purchased. Simone says that she plans on popping up and Cecil plans on hanging out. Simone has a bag of condoms and decides that she's going to put condoms everywhere, even the refrigerator. She's going to keep them all around the house so they make sure that they use it. I have to admit, during this part, this is the first time I did not see Cecil and Simone go at it. Cecil was smiling a lot. He actually seemed like he wanted to be there. And they're excited about having an empty nest. And as a result, they want to make sure that they have those condoms so that the nest doesn't become full again with grandkids. They talk about how ironic it is that they went to school 5 minutes away from where they purchased this condo, and it's kind of a full circle moment for them because here they are and their sons are starting what is the beginning of some form of independence, and they're 5 minutes away. They're so happy that they're able to provide this manner for their kids, and they toast. We have Heavenly and Dr. Damon. They're out by their pool talking about their daughter leaving and what this means for them. They go down memory lane. We see Damon in confessional, and he is crying a little bit, talking about how much he's going to miss her. Heavenly talks about how, it is going to be different without the baby there, but she feels like they'll be able to get even closer. And then they talk about her sister. She tells Damon how she reached out again and how she does not know where the disconnect is, but she's going to keep trying. She feels like they need time and they need therapy and she needs to do better. Damon says he doesn't have that. He never had a blood sibling, but if it was him, he would try until his last days. Damon says that he's always wanted his family to be close, and it's sad when you see like families at odds. I think that one of the reasons why Damon approached his family the way that he did is very much so because he didn't have a close relationship with his father. And Damon is an example of those men who try to be better than what they received. My father is an example of that as well. His father wasn't there for him, and he made sure that he was going to be the best man that he could be for his family and be there for us. I'm in my 30s, and if I call my dad right now and tell him that I need him, my father is going to stop everything that he's doing to make sure that I'm good. Same thing with the rest of my siblings and the people that he loves. He is just a awesome type of person. And listening to Damon and seeing Damon, I could see why Heavenly appreciates him so much. And she tells him that, you know, she appreciates him and she loves him and she thanks him for what he's done for their family. I think that we need to pour into each other more. And hearing her say that, we joke around about Heavenly calling her daddy. I still don't really feel like, girl, stop calling that man daddy, and him calling her buddy. But something about their dynamic has worked for them. We then have Dr. Alicia and Phaedra. They're meeting up to eat. They talk about how heavy certain parts of the trip were to Napa, but how since Quad has been released, they feel like a weight has been lifted. Phaedra says that she does not like that Quad spoke ill of her to Heavenly of all people, and that she should have said something to her, and she just needs time to process the situation. They then talk about Reiki, because apparently during one of the episodes while they were out there, we didn't see it, but Phaedra performed Reiki on Dr. Alicia to kind of balance her out. And Alicia said how great she felt afterwards and how it calmed her, and she really does feel like it would be beneficial to the group. So now Phaedra wants to do Reiki and a sound bath for the ladies. We then have Tisha and Greg. They sit down for dinner. They talk about her endometriosis concerns. She makes a statement that she's never had issues with it before, but we obviously know that she has had issues because she's spoken about having irregular periods and things of that nature for years. So I'm a little confused by what she's deeming an issue. She said that she really wants to give him a baby, but his major concern is her. He said he's not happy that they have to delay trying, especially given his age, but he does want to make sure that she's good. And she says that given all the information that we found out, I also would like for you to make sure you're good. And he was like, I've already tested myself and I know I got way over 20 million sperm, da 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 da. And he agrees that he will get another testing done at an actual doctor's office rather than just mailing it off. So then we have Toya. We see Eugene and Toya go out on their date. From the very beginning, walking in, Toya's complaining, oh, it's a butcher shop, not realizing that in the second half, there's a whole area where this man cooks and does all of this stuff in front of you, prepares a meal for you to eat. He even had like a menu created with their name and stuff on that. He admits to not being the planner that he once was. And I feel like this goes back to things change over time. Before, it was easier for him to do certain things because it was just the two of them. Now you're talking about a full-on career and you're talking about children. It's just different. Does he need to put forth more effort? Of course he does. If his woman feels like she's being neglected, then he needs to do better at pleasing her in that manner. And she's made it abundantly clear that she wants more romance. So he rented out this space just for them. The chef is cooking for them. And rather than sitting by his wife, Eugene decides to get up because he's so excited because he loves to cook and cook with the chef. I wish that he would have sat by her instead of making it a cooking lesson, because Toy was like, she already felt like this was geared more towards him. And even when she saw him do that, she felt even more so like it was about him. We find out that while they were dating, she was pursuing her master's and working multiple jobs, one of which was at Ruth Chris, and that he came in to show his friends, like, this is the girl that I'm dating. They talk about how, you know, the food is and all that other stuff, and it's so good and whatever else. And Toya says overall, she gives the date a 7 out of 10, which I thought, okay, 7 out of 10 isn't that bad, but then she said it's a C. So that means that she feels like it's average. Looks like Eugene needs to go back to the drawing board. We then have Phaedra. We see her at the house sanctuary with the Reiki instructor. His name is Shaman Ra. She wants the ladies to see what she's been doing because Phaedra has many hats. They're going to do a sound bath with guided meditation to lead them to a space of peace, to release anxiety, stress, and worry. It's about the power of energy. I do believe that we are surrounded by energy. You can feel it when you enter a room. Not to be morbid, but a while back, and this is probably going to give more credence to where I live, but a while back, there was an incident at a Walmart. My best friend and I used to love going to Walmart, and we go in there acting like kids, dancing around. I told y'all I'm a goofball, dancing around and doing different things. And this particular day, we went in the Walmart and we both felt really off, really, really off. And as we're walking through the store, normally, and I'm not exaggerating, we'll spend a good hour in Walmart because she's worse than me. She's slow. If you're watching, sorry, boo. But we're in the Walmart and I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And when I got back to the back of that store by the bathroom, I was like, I gotta get out of here. I got to go. I felt heavy. I felt this undeniable heaviness. And I was like, something not right. Gotta get out of here. And I came out the bathroom and she looked at me. I looked at her. She's like, are you ready to go? And I was like, yes, I've been ready to go. And we got out of there. Not even an hour later, there was a shooting in that store. So I believe in energy. I also believe in the Holy Spirit, but that's a whole nother story. My point is, whether you believe in God or not, we all can agree that there is energy around us. So the ladies arrive and they don't plan on faking it. They say they're going to just be real. If they feel it, they're going to say it. If they don't, they don't. The ladies walk in. Heavenly does that annoying laugh that she does, that as she's looking at Phaedra. I guess it's Phaedra's attire, because Phaedra is going to give something every time she does something, and she has her head wrap and everything. She actually looked nice, but you never know how to take it with Phaedra, if this is what she's genuinely going to do, or if she was doing this because of the scene in the show and the girls. They say that they believe in medicine and they believe in God. He says that Reiki keeps people clear, and Jackie says, okay, you keep them clear and I keep them clean. Simone is all up on the man. She's over there lifting up his sleeve to look at his tattoo. They joke about who he's going to do first. Tisha walks in, lets us know that she did it before, but her person kind of told the future by hands, told her that she was going to get married. It was going to be further down the line, and that she was going to marry a person who was well off. And she is just like, okay, well, I guess that was right. Wow. And when she said she was going to marry a person that she was well off, she was like, good, because I like the money. And I'm just like, oh my God, this girl, she keeps on saying things that will have you second eyeing her. Like, girl, don't say that. Don't do that. I hope Greg is as well off as she thinks, because we heard a lot of complaining about him paying for things for that wedding. So I don't think it's as good as he claims it is. And I very much so think that her being on the show is going to be beneficial to them as a whole. Heavenly talks about how there's a sensation that she cannot describe while this is going on, and she actually feels like it's working. He tells them to wake up, and Simone is knocked out. Heavenly says she felt something in her chest. It was pulling. Phaedra says she stays later and does some additional work. And after the work, Phaedra says that what's going on is probably has to do with your heart and your sister, because it's troubling your heart. She says that her sister is the only family that she has left, and that at this point she has a beautiful life, but she worries about opening up a can of worms, and she doesn't want to open up a can of worms that she can't put back in. And I understand that. Heavenly's hurt, obviously misses her sister because of the torture and the turmoil with the two of them. They really are going to need another party to come in and do a lot of work. I think one of the things that people fail to realize with therapy is, to me, it's harder before it's easier. In the beginning, it's okay, basis level, tell me this, tell me that, tell me that, tell me that. Okay, I got a little bit of information in you. Now let's do the work. And I feel like people have a problem with the part where you have to do the work. And that is where Heavenly and her sister are lacking. They have to both be willing to put in the work. Now, if Heavenly's willing and her sister's not, it's not going to work, and vice versa. They both have to come in with a clear mind if they really want to he tells her, the shaman, that she was releasing. She said it felt so positive, so she didn't have a problem when asking if anybody wanted to stay back for a one-on-one with doing it. She's the only one that we saw who did it. They pray and they begin her session. Meanwhile, outside, Tisha tells them about her bilateral cyst and says different numbers than we heard before, because I thought we heard a 4 and a 7 before, but now they're both 5 centimeters. Jackie says that they'll probably take them out, but even with surgery, there are still risks. Simone says if she gets rid of the endometriosis, what can happen is it will go for a short time, but they can always come back. She says in confessional that there is surrogacy and adoption. She always likes to let couples know that there is hope. Simone says that what she needs to do is she needs to hurry up, figure out if she's going to do it, get it done, get that semen analysis, and then go from there. Jackie says he needs to have at least 20 million. Tisha starts laughing and says he has 40. Tisha, because of all of this stuff and them talking about her health and things of that nature, she feels like they're in a new, better space. This is what they do for a living. These women can talk about your health and still not be in a good space with you. So I need Sweet Tea not to jump ahead and think that she's good. Honey, you still getting hazed, unfortunately. Wrong choice of words, but you get what I mean. They're still trying to figure out what your dynamic is going to be for their group. Jackie says that she didn't hear the gong or the flute or any of that stuff going off, but she just was at rest and she was asleep. And if that's what Reiki is, then go ahead and bottle up and pour her some, because she needs it at home. I did like the fact that all the ladies were willing to try, considering how judgmental they are. It was nice to see. Overall, this was a decent episode. Didn't really have too much, but I did like the fact that we didn't see any drama, and the girls, for now, are getting along. Please like the video if you have not done so already. We are at 1,000, but I want to keep going. I want to soar to the top. Until next time.